Hi, I'm Jack Van Portfleet.
Hi, I'm Joe Hayes.
Hi, I'm Freddie Stewart and we're Leicester Tigers players.
Hi, I'm Michael Stafford.
Hi, I'm Phil Paxson.
Hi, I'm Lisa McBride Hughes and we are from Yodel and we are the mental health first aiders and mental health champion.
And we're here to have an open discussion about emotional health and well-being.
So what do you guys think the link is with good mental health and sporting performance?
I think there's a very direct link. I think if you have got a good emotional well-being and good understanding of your mental health and if you have good mental health, you're always going into a game or within a game feeling confident and happy with where you're at about yourself.
How important do you think emotional health is versus physical health?
I'd say it's more important. For me personally, having really a strong kind of mental health going into games and then training, just general life is really important for me. It makes me feel comfortable in myself and fully able to do what I do to the best of my ability. It sets you up perfectly for doing what you do.
I'd agree with you, Hazy. I reckon it's probably more important. It's probably not talked about enough. Like when you talk about sport, you obviously talk about physical preparation. You need to be physically right, but it's probably not talked about enough. Like the importance of being mentally ready for it and being healthy in that sense, because all of the physical stuff comes on the back of foundation.
My vision on that is obviously the easiest part for you gents as professional players is actually playing the game. So as kick-off starts, that's the easiest part for you.
So how do you mentally prepare yourselves before a game?
I guess it's quite individual, so I'm sure all three of us have very different ways of doing it. Some guys like to get themselves really sort of in the zone and clearly ready to go, raring to go emotionally. Some guys like to be a lot calmer and more clearer thinking. I guess that's more of a backs thing. Hazy, I'm sure you're very much sort of loud music, loud heavy music on it, trying to pump yourself up. But I guess it's an independent thing. So we all have our special techniques. I'm a weird one. I always have a bath on the morning of a game. I feel like that just mentally puts me in a nice, relaxed spot, and I'm able to then just get rid of all these other thoughts and emotions and just focus on the game.
Would you feel comfortable talking to someone if you were suffering yourself?
I think now I would. I don't think before the big awareness of mental health and things came about, I don't think I probably would have. I think you sort of the stereotype of men, and probably in rugby as well, just to bottle things up and get on with it yourself. Yeah, I'd say now I'm in a position to be able to open up about my mental health and how I'm feeling, and but yeah, I'd probably say not long ago I probably wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I've actually kind of had a bit of an experience with anxiety, depression when I was like 16, 17, 18, and having those conversations to start off with, it was impossible. There was no framework to do it in. The conversations and trying to get help were actually really difficult. And now that I felt like if I had experienced the same thing now, there's such a better support network for everybody. There's obviously the great work that you guys are doing already, but it's more of awareness is really important. And I think now it's much more accessible for people to be comfortable, and it's acceptable to actually ask for help, which is great.
I think it's always been a bit of a stigma in rugby, with the image, it's supposed to be a tough macho man sport that players probably aren't as comfortable being as vulnerable as they perhaps need to be. But like Jack says, in recent years, I think the awareness that has started to come through has made it so much easier for guys to be honest and be open with it. And I guess when you've got teammates who you're best mates with as well, and you work every day with, I feel comfortable sharing stuff with Hazy and Jack, guys like that who you learn to trust and work with. So it's a nice environment to be able to share.
Okay, have you faced any challenges such as injuries, setbacks in terms of not being selected? How did that affect your performances?
It's obviously a difficult one, isn't it? In professional sport, all you want to do is play. You don't want to be superhuman all the time, but in reality you're not. And you do get a lot of setbacks, and for me, the best way that I've dealt with all those things is, like I said earlier, it was controlling the controllables. I can't control not getting selected, I can't control injuries, but I can control how I come back for them, what I do. So that's a really big important thing for me. It was what can I actually do for myself that I can control, and that would just be making sure I train, making sure I eat well, making sure I do the right things.
What things do you do to support your own health and well-being outside of sport?
So a big part of, I guess, rugby is because we're in every day and it becomes quite a bubble. So you spend the same time with the same people over and over again. So you need like a little release or a hobby outside of it to take your mind off it. So I've been at uni the last couple of years, which for me is a nice way of just thinking about something else, distracting from rugby all the time, and being close with people outside of this environment, which I think has been so valuable for me, particularly because it's so easy to get caught up in what we do, because it's so intense all the time. You need to escape from it. So that has been a great way for me to just forget about all this stuff and go away and focus on something else.
What do you think the signs are of someone with poor mental health or someone who is suffering?
I think, I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know. I probably haven't had the awareness to know fully what all the signs and symptoms are. I think for me, if I was to check up on one of my mates that I think struggling with mental health, is probably, I know quite a lot of the personalities inside out, and a lot of my mates and a lot of the lads are quite bubbly, outgoing, sort of friendly, and if I noticed sort of trends in them being quiet, maybe got their head down, maybe not getting involved with the social aspect of, like, if we meet up for coffees and maybe going a bit on his own and things like that, that's probably when I would go have a word or go have a conversation and ask if he's all right and everything's okay. If you are struggling with your mental health and well-being at the moment, please don't be afraid to reach out to family, friends and support network.